Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen Healthy Fine Dining series. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today with St. Luke's University Health Network, bringing together doctors and chefs to create healthy new menu options to be featured at their restaurants. Joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Paul Gruber of McCool's Red Lion Inn, also Dr. Nicole Yoder. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you very much.
So what are we making today?
Today we're making beef Tournedos at Cognac.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
Well, why don't we get started?
Sounds good.
Okay.
The most time-consuming thing is the demi-glace.
Okay. Is that what we have in here?
Yes. This is after it's set. It usually takes at least 10 hours to make this.
Yeah, we don't have that much time today.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of wanted to just do a quick rundown.
All right, perfect.
We would take the veal bones.
Oh, wow. These are veal bones.
Yes.
Look at how red they are. A lot of meat on there, too.
Yeah. Season everything liberally.
You have a little salt and pepper mix?
Yes.
That's convenient. Keep them both together.
Throw this right in the roasting pan. Just like
Nice.
that.
How long do you let those roast for?
Usually about an hour.
Okay.
Because then it'll bring out the marrow and break everything down and get all that delicious flavor out.
Nice.
So then we'll take some onions and celery.
Is this like similar to making a stock,
Yes.
so to speak?
Yes, same thing.
Okay. You ever make that at home, stock?
No, never made stock.
So you're getting a nice little lesson here. Now, do you like to cook?
I do like to cook. I usually have my husband cook more than I do,
Yeah.
but I do like to cook.
Well, you have you have your hands full. That's no doubt. Tell us a little bit about what you do at St. Luke's.
So I'm a pulmonary critical care physician
Okay.
at St. Luke's, and I started there clinically about 8-9 years ago. And since that time, I've taken on some administrative roles. So I also do what's called the Vice President of Medical Affairs
Okay.
at the Quakertown campus and the Chief of Medicine at our Anderson campus. So
Fantastic.
I combine a couple things now.
Yeah, you wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
So I can see why you don't have too much time left at home to cook.
Absolutely.
So you just put all the vegetables on top?
Yes. Like I said, this is usually a 10-hour process. So you would brown the beef first
Okay.
for about an hour, and then
Then add the veggies?
add the vegetables, throw that back in the oven for about half hour until they start to break down a little bit, and deglaze it with some red wine.
Ooh.
Throw it back in.
Nice.
And usually put it into a big stock pot.
With water?
Fill it with water,
Okay.
fresh herbs, thyme, rosemary, and some peppercorns. Definitely some tomato paste, and then just reduce.
Reduce,
Keep
reduce,
adding more
reduce.
water and just reduce more.
For about 10 hours?
Yes, at least.
All right.
So that is the basic idea for this.
Perfect. I love how you
So-
left all of the skins on the onion, too. You didn't even bother taking them off.
It really has that more of like an earthy flavor.
Okay, that's a great tip.
When it starts to break down into it, it's really delicious.
Nice.
So
I'll
just
see
set
what
this
your
Learn something
cleanup.
every day. Yeah, that too. Less work.
The beef cut that we have is a tenderloin. We always cut it into medallions. So we have a 8-ounce tenderloin. And usually there's a little bit of silver skin on it.
Okay.
I always take that off just because it's a little chewy. So we just cut it in about 1-inch thick pieces. And same thing. I season everything, even my toothbrush.
Very important.
Yes. Both sides.
Going a little far there, but I'll take your word for it. Nice. And this recipe is going to be featured on your menu over at McCool's Red Lion Inn, right?
This is one of the signature things on our menu.
Fantastic.
So it will never come off.
Never come off the menu.
And I'm actually going to be making 2 of these, so I'm going to throw a couple of these out.
We're
here,
hungry
too.
today, so you make as much as you need to.
All right.
Beautiful.
Liberal salt and pepper both sides. Let me just wash my hands real quick.
So, Doc, can I call you Nikki?
Absolutely.
All right. So, talk about the complexity in pulmonary care and critical care.
Pulmonary and critical care kind of go together because in the intensive care unit, a lot of people have respiratory issues.
Sure.
So it's kind of nice to blend the two together. I spend part of my time in the intensive care unit, very sick patients, very
Yeah.
intense. And then it's nice because I also have an outpatient practice. So I get to kind of cool down and
Sure.
have a nice outpatient practice where I get to know people regularly and have scheduled patients that I've gotten to know over several years, which is really a nice
Yeah.
balance to the two.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
great. So, Chef, what are you working on over here?
I'm
I don't
going
want
to
to miss anything.
slice some mushrooms for,
Okay.
it's a very important part of this dish.
Okay, and these are just regular old button mushrooms.
Yes. So we slice these down. And
Why
then,
is this such an important part of the dish?
Just because it has like a nice smoky flavor.
Okay.
So slice them all down.
And you leave the stems on, no
Yes.
problem?
Yeah.
Cool. So what are some of the things that you like to cook when you do have time?
So I usually make tomato sauce is one of the things that I like to make. I'll do like a lasagna or an eggplant.
Nice.
So much more Italian, even though I'm not Italian. It just seems to be the thing
You
that
grow up in
works.
this area, you
Yeah.
kind of just get a little
You
Italian
get used to it. So
by osmosis.
So this is another thing that you normally roast in the oven. So you just take the mushrooms.
Okay. That helps to kind of bring out all of their flavors.
Yeah.
Great.
So just that.
Just a little
A
oil.
little bit of oil.
We have to season it, right? You said you
Of
season
course,
everything.
of
I'll grab
course.
the salt and pepper for
A
you.
little bit of garlic.
There you go.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. And then what
then-
temperature would you roast this at?
About 350 for
Okay.
12 to 15 minutes.
So pretty quick.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more from St. Luke's University Health Network. We're back with more from the Chef's Kitchen with St. Luke's University Health Network.
For a vegetable, we're gonna do cauliflower, and for the other side, we're gonna do mashed potatoes.
Nice. I love this tri-colored cauliflower. that
Yeah,
I'm
it's really
seeing
pretty,
these days. It's so cool.
vibrant.
Yeah, it's like Mardi Gras happening
Yeah.
in the bowl.
So I'll get the potatoes going first. And I always wash them twice. I would normally
Really?
wash them before you cut them,
Mm-hmm.
and then throw them in a pot, throw water on it, mix it around, just to
Really?
get some of the excess dirt off. Yeah.
Okay. I've never thought to wash my potatoes twice before, but now I might have to start. I mean, they do grow in the dirt, so
Yes.
they're probably pretty dirty.
Any kind of dark spots you just throw out.
So Nikki, can you tell me more about the community campus at Quakertown?
absolutely. So the nice thing about the St. Luke's Quakertown campus is that it is right in the middle of the community.
Yeah.
So it's right in town. So it really brings a community feel to it. We take care of people who walk to my appointments, and so it feels good to be a part of that. We also do a lot of then charity events,
That's
where we
great.
go and try and help the community, not just by taking care of them medically, but working with the schools and having high
Right.
school kids come and shadow us at the campus. So it's really a neat kind of feeling to be a part of that.
It is. It really is. It's not just a hospital. It's
No.
really part of the community.
Absolutely. It kind of gives the benefit, though, of being a part of the St. Luke's Network because while we have the small campus with the community feel, we still get to have all the
Right.
benefits of the large university atmosphere. So specialists that a small town community hospital would never be able to support, we can support through the network. So it's wonderful that our patients kind of get that small town feel,
Yeah.
but yet can still get ultra specialist care
Right.
that we can offer.
It's really important to be part of that St. Luke's Network because otherwise you wouldn't have that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's great.
I'm just gonna show you how they cut the cauliflower.
Okay, nice.
My daughter would
Beautiful.
love this because purple's her favorite
Is
color.
it?
So what a great way to get veggies in. Right?
Exactly.
It just looks
Anything
really
you can
nice when
do.
you plate it as well.
Right. And it's all natural.
Yeah. So you just take it and cut the whole thing in half. And then I usually just hold it upside down like this.
Okay.
And then just go right around like
I've
that.
never cut a cauliflower like this before. I love it.
I'm learning a lot today.
Exactly. I learn something new every time I do the Chef's Kitchen.
So got the cauliflower prepped. Everything's ready to go.
Okay, great. Hi, really quick, I just want to bring in Jan Hench. She's the owner of McCool's. Welcome.
Hi,
Thanks for coming on.
thanks for being here.
Tell me a little more about the restaurant, and you can just continue
Okay.
cooking while we chat back here.
Well, we're 250 years old. We were built in
Wow.
1747, so we're a very historical property.
Seriously.
Yeah, we have lots of ghost stories. We've got part of the Underground Railroad that's still in existence there.
Really?
You can't actually get into the tunnel and go into it, but you can see the entrance. You can see the oven where they cooked.
Wow.
You can see the old jail where they kept some of the slaves that they were trying to keep in the building and not run out, so the whole entire restaurant and hotel didn't get burned to the ground. We still are working in, so we have 16 rooms upstairs. They're not
Fantastic.
in a B&B state at this point, but they are studios and they're working. So we've been in existence for a very long time.
That's wonderful. Now, how many seats do you have at the restaurant?
We're about 115 inside.
That's big.
And then during the season, we open up a front patio, and then we have the old livery stable that's adjacent to or next door to the restaurant. And that also has a large patio. So
Oh,
it
wow.
basically almost doubles our capacity during season.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you do events also?
We do events. We have 3 individual catering rooms that is located in the livery stable, along with a 200-seat black box theater.
Wow.
So yes, so we're very involved in the arts. We open the space up for dancers, musicians, and artists, and theatrical people,
That's so
actors.
cool. So much
there's
more
a
than
lot
just
of
a
different things.
restaurant.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that are going
Yeah.
on. We have a nonprofit that we've established now that's the Main Street Arts and Events, and we're looking to, grow on that and provide scholarships for classes both in dance and theater and the oil media as far as drawing.
Absolutely fantastic, and it's even more fantastic that you're partnering up with St. Luke's and that you're featuring this dish that chef is making here today on your menu. I think
Yeah,
it's
this
so
is
cool.
the second time we've partnered with St. Luke's with something. We were part of the Heart Smart program too when they did that years ago, so that
Wonderful.
was exciting as well to be there.
That's great. Well, we'd love to have you come back on in a little bit and help us taste.
Great, thank you.
Fantastic. We'll see you then. All right. Did I miss anything while I was
No, we're just
chatting?
getting the pan hot.
All right. Just have a little bit of olive oil in there.
I like to use vegetable oil when
Okay.
sauteing because olive oil will burn at a real high heat. So that's why I prefer
Great
to
tip.
do that.
Higher smoke point.
Yes. So get that all warmed up. I'm gonna sneak around you and grab this roasting
Okay.
pan, get this cauliflower in the oven.
Oh, so you're going to roast the cauliflower?
Yes.
Nice. I love roasted vegetables.
So take our nice multicolored cauliflower. Stir
Mardi
that.
Gras cauliflower.
Yeah. A little oil. And not too much salt and pepper.
Okay.
'Cause I like
So
to,
sort of concentrate.
yeah, but I like to taste more of the earthiness of the vegetables. Just give that a little toss. Right on that sheet tray.
Great. And what temperature do you roast these at?
Around 400.
Okay, so a hotter oven.
Yeah.
And about how long do they take?
15 minutes maybe.
Okay. Also super quick.
We'll be back with more from St. Luke's University Health Network. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen with St. Luke's University Health Network.
How important is it for you to be so well connected to the community in your practice?
Well, Culinary gives me a great opportunity to have a diverse practice. So I get to connect with the community as far as seeing outpatients. So I see patients, I see their children, I see their aunts, their uncles. So it's
Right.
really kind of a nice thing for them to come in and say, oh, you know so-and-so.
Right.
Sometimes I meet them in the hospital and get referrals that way. So it's actually a great way to connect with the community. St. Luke's gives us a great opportunity right now to also have such a wide variety of options. So we can see patients in the office. I also do telemedicine. So
What's that mean?
I see ICU patients at some of our remote hospitals on a computer.
Really?
So I sit at my laptop and they have cameras there in the ICU room. And
Wow,
we
like a
interview the
FaceTime.
patient. Yep, we FaceTime.
Yeah.
and we take care of the patients that way. So the nurses
That's
and the docs
amazing.
on the ground there help us to know exactly what's going on. The patients can interview with us. So it's
Wow.
a neat concept.
It really is.
St. Luke's also has other ways they do urgent care calls on the phone. So you could be at home
Really.
and call in and ask
my
a
finger.
cut my finger, I
Yeah.
have this rash, I got bit by this bug, and you don't even
Wow.
have to leave your own house.
I don't live in this area, but I really wish that I did.
You don't have to. You can use our app. So if you
Even
use
better.
our app on the phone, you don't even have to be living in the community. So especially for some of our patients, if they're on vacation,
That's
you
amazing.
can log into the app
Well,
and see one of our doctors.
You're going to get me signed up when we are
Perfect.
finished this show today. You're already on to mashing the potatoes.
Yeah,
you
so strain the potatoes. I like to just throw a little bit of butter in there first, let that melt.
Gotta have a
mash them
little
up a
butter,
little bit.
mashed
Yeah.
potato. And just regular old milk, no heavy cream or anything like
No,
that?
just
Nice.
whole milk. Just
Beautiful. I
add-
love how you hand mash them too. Do you do this in the restaurant?
Yes.
Really?
Definitely.
How long does that take you?
Not too long. All right, so we got our potatoes ready.
Great.
Vegetables in the oven.
They look good.
Get this
We
pan
ready for the
hot.
steak? Been waiting for this the whole time. There we go. Now we're getting that sizzle.
Yes.
And how do you typically cook the beef? Do you keep it medium rare?
I personally would prefer medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely get options from rare to well done in the restaurant.
Okay, so you do cook it to order
Yeah.
for each customer.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
I always try to recommend mid-rare to medium,
Yeah.
just because it's more tender
How
and
do you like your
flavorful.
steak?
I'm usually a medium.
Okay, perfect. So we'll stick with medium then. I feel like mediums, it
Yeah.
makes everybody happy. Everybody can
I
kind of
always
get
say I
down
don't like it to still moo at me.
Yeah, right. No tartar.
All right, so you pretty much just let that sit for a minute and let it brown up on one side.
Great, beautiful. Now, do you change the menu often at your restaurant, or do you keep it pretty consistent?
For the most part, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Maybe like twice a year, it would make a change for the seasons.
Yep.
Definitely like some more heartier foods in the wintertime when it starts to get cold out.
Yeah. Well, especially in the summertime, I imagine you do lots of different stuff there. 'Cause
Oh,
you
yeah.
have so many more people to feed, too.
Yeah. Every weekend for starting on Friday, we redo the additions, and that's where it gets really creative and we can kind of expand a little more.
So, Nikki, can you explain what pulmonary is for anyone out there that might not know what that term means?
Yes, so pulmonary is diseases related to the lungs.
Okay.
So diseases such as COPD, emphysema in smokers,
Sure.
to lung cancer, and then also to asthma and some allergies.
Okay. Now, things like COPD and
Yes.
emphysema, are there any things that people can be doing to prevent that? I think smoking is
Stopping
probably
smoking, absolutely.
number one.
So
Yeah.
that's the number one thing that we tell people is that
Sure.
they can avoid smoking. They most likely will be able to avoid developing COPD and emphysema.
Okay. What about if you're a non-smoker? Is there anything else that you can be focusing on?
I think just avoidance of certain inhalants. So sometimes people have hobbies where they're inhaling smoke or dust
Okay.
or things that. So anytime
Chemical
I say
fumes,
that
things like
you
that.
can breathe in something that really has a strong odor or makes you feel something, you should probably wear a mask.
Okay. That's a great tip.
Yeah,
Good to know.
absolutely.
Something people probably don't think about too often.
Yeah, especially at work. There's some occupations
Yeah,
that really need to kind of watch that.
Definitely.
You start to get them a little
Nice.
brown.
Beautiful sear.
Yes.
And you make a sauce for this also?
We're gonna make the sauce. We always do it to order. Like I said, the only thing that's the time-consuming part is the demi-glace.
Oh,
so
right, of course.
That was the one thing that I could not do for you on camera.
You've showed us enough, though. I think I could replicate that at home. You think? Sure.
All right, so let that brown up for another minute.
All right.
We'll be back with more from St. Luke's University Health Network. We're back with more from the Chef's Kitchen with St. Luke's University Health Network.
All right, so we got our steak. Gonna take some of our smoky mushrooms.
Nice. Roasted.
Throw these in.
Well, what is it that made you want to become a doctor in the first place?
I don't know. I just kind of always grew up thinking that's what I want to do. My
Really?
mom was a nurse,
Okay.
and everyone. I grew up in a small town outside of Pittsburgh, and the main things in the town to work were the hospital or the brewery. We brewed beer, and we had a hospital. And everyone in my family worked in the hospital and not
There
the
you
brewery.
go.
So it just kind of made sense that. So I always joked that my mom was an ICU nurse and my dad was a respiratory therapist, so breathing, and so pulmonary
There
critical
you
care.
go. It worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
All right, so as soon as the butter starts to melt and
Smell the garlic.
get all the
Smells
garlic
so
and
good.
everything all mixed
Smells
together.
amazing. I think everyone in this
Yes.
room just perked up when that garlic hit the pan.
And then this is just brandy.
Okay.
So-
Well, I'm going to stand back.
Yeah.
Is this going to flame up?
So give a little shot of brandy. That's also part of the deglazing.
Okay. Get all those little bits off the bottom.
Yeah.
Woo.
Do that. You just do that to cook the alcohol, so
Okay.
you don't have that real hard bite, but it still has the nice sweet flavor.
So fun to do this, though.
It really is.
Anytime
not
you get
sure
to
I
light
should
stuff
try
on
that at
fire.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Yeah.
recommend a good
Leave that one to
ventilation.
the professionals.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick. It didn't
Yeah.
really flame for too long.
And then we're gonna take our demi-glace.
Yum. You can tell how good that demi-glace is too by how gelatinous it is. You can
Yeah.
really tell it's gotten all that collagen and gelatin in there.
Yeah, that's the
Things are
nice thing
starting
about
to come
the
together.
bone marrow. All that flavor comes
Yeah.
out.
You can't get that out of a box. I mean,
No.
that's one step you just can't skip. Oh, the smell is killing me right now. I'm ready to
And
dive
just
in.
let that reduce. So, we're gonna take our mashed potatoes.
Those look perfect.
We usually like to give pretty liberal portions,
I'm a big fan of that.
as am I. Another root from the German and Irish.
Absolutely.
So, just place the medallions.
And are all of these for one portion?
Normally we would only do 2, but
I was going to say, that's a lot.
I think some of the people are a little hungry, so
Yeah,
that's
we
why
have
I
a
did
hungry
little
crew
bit extra.
back here for sure. Not to mention the 3 of us.
I'll just stack that up like that.
Mm.
Pour that nice sauce right over top.
So good. Everybody got so quiet all of a sudden.
Like that. And then the Mardi Gras cauliflower.
You're going right in with your hand.
Yeah.
You're brave. I love
And
what a
what-
nice pop of color it brings to the plate.
Yeah, it really is nice. I'll just do a bigger portion too, because everyone's hungry. But it has like that nice golden brown to it, so it really just has that
Perfectly roasted.
nice caramelization.
This is great. I'm going to bring it over to the tasting table. Is
Sounds
it all
good.
finished?
Oh, yeah.
Looks awesome. And I'm very excited to dive in. All right. Jan, thank you for coming back to join us again.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
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 Ready to dig in?
Dig
Guess I'll
in.
take a knife.
Definitely got to go for the
Perfect.
potatoes first.
I'm going to start with
It's
I'm
the
gonna get a little
easiest,
bit of
right?
everything.
But that's how I would normally recommend that. Like just a perfect pink in the middle.
That cauliflower is so good.
Everything is so good. The mashed potatoes, I've had my eye on them all day. They're fabulous. Very well done, my friend.
And like I said too about seasoning everything, meats I always do a very liberal amount, not so much on vegetables, just so you
Perfect. It's
can, you
absolutely
can taste
perfect.
the earthiness.
It's not too much, it's just enough.
Yeah.
Well, it was lovely having all of you here on the show today. Please come back and
It
see
was
us
a great
again
experience
soon.
being here.
Thank
And
you.
You guys were a lot of fun to work with
Oh,
too.
likewise, likewise. Doc,
you.
Thank you. Thank you to St. Luke's.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right.
It was great. You know, I've been cooking in restaurants since I was 14, and this was one of the greatest experiences. Such a great crew, everyone's so friendly, just a great experience.
It's a very unique experience, very different from what I get to do on a day-to-day basis. So I really enjoyed working with the chef and Nicole throughout today.